I'm sorry, fill out, please. I need all of you to start filling out Mr. Girl apology forms. Okay, start filling them out.
If this brings a certain Diddy to mind, you are not alone. Like with Diddy, when people speak out about Destiny's
Dude, Sunday's crazy.
Unlike with Diddy, these aren't just allegations. We have the receipts.
This should be such a warning sign. No well-adjusted 35-year-old man calls his ex a demon. Okay, a satanic demon. No! Okay, obviously we're great to see Erudite, but not Dan. Oh, I see. You want to get money and hurt Destiny. I thought you actually wanted something good to happen. It's so sickening, isn't it? This is the same disgusting behavior she engaged in public, by the way. So let's start here. And guys, I'm going to speak mainly about the content of the videos. Okay? I'm not going to do what President Sunday did. I'm not going to do what President Sunday did. What I'm not going to do is I'm not going to hand-wring for the entire duration about the circumstances of the leak. I'm going to actually engage with the content of the allegations. I'm not going to sit here. If you recall, President Sunday had a very beloved conversation with Mr. Girl where he was like, you didn't get the victim's consent to release this information. You didn't get the consent to release this victim's information. So actually, none of this matters. None of this matters at all. Remember that? Remember that? I'm not going to do that the entire time. So I'll say at the start, I don't agree with the decision to leak this stuff. I do not agree. I told Beckett as much. I told Sunday as much. Neither of them are interested in talking to me about it on stream. They said they're taking a long walk in the woods. So that's the situation. That is the situation. So I do not agree whatsoever. I think it's wrong. I think it should be on Pixie's terms to say this stuff. Now, people did seem to misinterpret something I said yesterday while covering Loner Box. People misinterpret something I said. Yesterday, I said the only reason Pixie and Loner Box wouldn't explain what happened is to protect Destiny. When I was saying that, I didn't mean the only motivation is to protect Destiny. What I was saying is everyone in public can already immediately tell it is Pixie. It does not take a genius to figure out that Pixie had leaked. So the idea that they were trying to keep it quiet to avoid connecting the dots for anyone was ridiculous. Yesterday, the day before, the whole past week, it was, even from the start, it was pretty ridiculous because it was so obviously Pixie. However, for the past week, since it started gaining traction in public, it's obviously completely absurd and untenable to try and claim that it wasn't you. So Cherry was like vague tweeting me, being like, oh, victim, implying that I was saying that, oh, victims have to speak out. They have to say, they have to come out and take a stand. That's not what I was saying at all. I was just saying it's a ridiculous position to hold that it wasn't you. And there is no reason to keep it quiet. But that's the lead up. That's the lead up. Okay. Now we're going to get into the actual content, the actual allegations. Well, let's see what President Sunday has cooked up. Again, not going to hand-wring about the circumstances of the leak the whole time. Let's actually engage with the content. No, Chud's not the real victim in all this. You know, all these people, you know, all of these people knew these videos were coming out for like ages. They knew a bunch of information behind the scenes that I didn't have. And no one told me. Literally nobody told me any information for the whole past like months. They've known and nobody told me anything. Fuck Chud Logic. Fuck Chud Logic. Fuck Turkey Tom. Fuck Nick the Oreo. And you know what? Fuck Tommy C too. Okay. Let's get into this.
In this video, I'm going to tell you a story about a man. It's a story that has been replicated over and over and over in government, in show business, in business boardrooms, restaurant franchises. This time, it's about a man with a small social media empire on YouTube. A man who uses his clout and his fame to lure mentally and financially vulnerable women from his community into sexual encounters. Encounters which he records and then, without their consent, shares with others. It's about how that man developed such a stranglehold over his community that no one, no matter how disgusted they are, will dare call him out for this, even when it becomes public knowledge. And most importantly, this is a story about power, and of how normal human feelings can be contorted to serve a machine to make a man immune to the effects of the abuse he has inflicted on an astonishing number of people. Stephen Bennell II, or as he's known online, Destiny, is a highly successful political streamer and content creator who has garnered infamy not just for public outbursts.
Yeah, this is just, I get it. This one thing I don't get. Chard and Diorio do this. They'll like pause in like the intro. How do you pause in the intro of a video like this? Like, yeah, you're setting up like some framing for the conversation, but I don't even know what the content is, so I don't know if the framing is good yet, right? He could be like Weinstein, but I don't know yet. I don't know how other people figure out shit to say in like intros like this when they're just saying like, this guy is really, really bad. This is a really bad guy. He's a big streamer. He's got lots of views. He's a really bad guy. It's like every commentary video opening ever. It's like, okay, just give me the evidence.
Controversial political positions, but also for an impressive number of public threats, sexual scandals, and even outright
It's a terrible, terrible streamer.
This recently culminated on November 29th of 2024, when an anonymous
Yeah, I did it, but I did it in like a meta way because I was commenting on the idea of pausing in the intro to give comment when no information has been given yet, and doing it in a way where I was bringing in other streamers into my critique. It was very meta, actually. It was a very meta pause. I don't think you guys you need to understand that I'm an auteur, okay?
Public threats, sexual scandals, and even outright criminal actions. This recently culminated on November 29th of 2024, when an anonymous Discord and Kiwi Farms user going by the name Solo Leaks published a large repository of private messages and pornographic images and videos of Destiny with various men and women to Discord and Kiwi Farms, recordings that—
Thank you for €5, Gucci, thank you.
Destiny had shared to strangers.
Rising.
Large repository of private messages and pornographic images and videos of Destiny with various men and women to Discord and Kiwi Farms, recordings that Destiny had shared to strangers without the consent of the people in them. It's important to note that this is not the first time that Destiny has been the subject of a large sexual scandal involving non-consensually leaked intimate material. All the way back in 2012, Destiny was caught up in a scandal involving a competitive StarCraft 2 player called Blue T, who had tweeted out a photo of his genitals. This was in retaliation for—
Thank you for the $5, thank you. So I'm pretty sure Destiny— doesn't Destiny deny this? Or am I crazy? Doesn't he deny that he shared nudes of her around and just said that he just says that she looked like Shrek, and that's why she posted his dick pic?
For Destiny previously leaking nude images of her to his friends on Skype, wherein he laughed at how quote-unquote fucking hideous her face was compared to her quote-unquote beautiful body. In 2021, Destiny had a romantic entanglement with a YouTube—
He admitted he showed his boys.
—streamer named Anna Voir. Anna would go—
If you've got the admission and show it to me, I could even be wrong. I could be wrong. He could never deny it. I feel like I remember him denying it and saying he just called her Shrek.
go on to become known for insisting, often tearfully, that she was actually in a long-term romantic relationship with Destiny, which Destiny denied, painting her as crazy to his audience. It was later revealed that in fact, while Destiny was insisting to his audience that Anna was insane, he was actually sexting her the entire time, and referring to her with—
Like, dude, is it not just fucking obscene to use the after Sunday's fucking anti-Mr. Girl report shit, now citing the Mr. Girl report? I'm sorry, fill out, please. I need all of you to start filling out Mr. Girl apology forms. Okay, start filling them out. Okay? A lot of you owe some major apologies. Okay? A lot of you owe some major apologies.
terms such as princess in their conversations. Anna threatened to post these sexually charged texts to prove that she wasn't crazy and that this was all actually taking place. And in retaliation, Destiny threatened in public to leak her nude photos if she did so.
Like
Yes, he did.
If you and I had like
Clip I've shown on stream several times.
sexted or something or traded nudes and you were like, I'm gonna leak your nudes, and I go, fuck you, if you leak—
Tom being like, not Tom Foolery. I know Tom Foolery is on screen, but I mean Turkey Tom. I've never seen this. I've never seen it. Okay, sorry. I won't be a dick. I won't be a dick. Look, I'm glad Tom was open to me pressing him. I'm always hugely, I always have a positive view of people. If they let me actually bring up my issues with them and talk through them, then I always have a positive impression. So I won't be too much of a dick, but it's just crazy being like, oh, I never saw this. I never saw this. When it's literally, it's in the fucking Substack. Come on, man. It's in the report. You can go find it.
To prove that she wasn't crazy and that this was all actually taking place. And in retaliation, Destiny threatened in public to leak her nude photos if she did so.
Like if you and I had like sexted or something or traded nudes and you were like, I'm gonna leak your nudes, and I go, fuck you, if you leak my nudes, I'm gonna leak your nudes. Is that like blackmail or is that like abusive? I disagree.
So do you think that leaking sexting and leaking nudes is proportional, or do you think it's a proportional response in the way that you're reacting to that?
I think it's about proportional. Because you're leaking like sexual material and shit from another person. Yeah, fuck it, I think it's proportional.
Destiny has also at least once admitted to accidentally sending homemade videos of him and his wife to people who his wife did not in advance approve of, in accordance with a previous agreement that he wouldn't.
Me and Melina had a conversation about, there were a few girls we talked to, it was like, oh cool, like we should...
Yeah, so again, I played this the other day. This has been known for ages.
Agreement that he wouldn't.
Me and Melina had a conversation about, there were a few girls we talked to, it was like, oh cool, like we should record videos of like us fucking shit and send it to people, like it's fun. I kind of like have like my little archive of like Kuihman material that I'll send to people if I want to. There were girls that I talked to past that I'd send stuff of like either me or me and Melina, and Melina talked to me and she was like, hey, if you're gonna send any videos to new girls that we haven't talked about, like let me know that first. Because she wanted to be careful. And so I was like, oh, okay, sure, that's fine. I didn't think about it at the time because I didn't think it mattered, but for the first thing, like, okay, yeah, I should have like checked 100% with Melina, but like this.
Other examples of threats and sexual misconduct made by Destiny are plentiful, but the general.
And here's the thing, right? It's in no way, like, I don't know. Obviously, I can't see into Destiny's relationship. I can't see the interactions he's had with Melina. So I can't know who Destiny has consented, who Melina consented to Destiny sharing the images with, the videos with, whatever. I can't tell. What I do know is that just through osmosis, being around these communities, I won't say, you know, any names or anything. By osmosis, being around these communities, I have heard about people who have received content from Destiny.
Not so enabling must have missed all of this dispute her expert psychological brilliance. It seems the bridges are coated in KY and blackmail material.
Thank you. I've heard of plenty of people who have received material from Destiny. And they're not like... a lot of the time, these people are fucking crazy Discord shitters. Like, crazy Discord shitter women that are like, actually, their lives are total messes. And they are a huge risk. You can even see, I was just looking at this particular DGG's logs earlier. As you can see, I've got these ready to pull up. I was looking at this particular DGG's logs earlier because I saw him crying, bitching, complaining that DGG were turning on Destiny over this. And even this guy was saying basically, where was it? Yeah, so he was saying, bro, I know multiple people that had shit sent to them. This guy's defending Destiny, by the way. He's like, oh, obviously Destiny's doing this. Why do you care? Why do you care? Obviously Destiny's doing this. I know loads of people who have been sent pictures and videos by Destiny. It's like the craziest defense in the world. Oh, this is the lolly guy? I like this guy. This is the lolicon? This is the lolicon that goes on JStalk stream to defend his proclivities? This guy's funny. Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame. I suppose you could probably see it coming, right? I mean... Wait! Reminder, Kuihman is a massive anti-fan retard! He's going to rewrite everything to farm content! What? But I just said... No! You can't keep... This can't keep going forever. You can't... You cannot keep calling me an anti-fan retard forever. You can... Say it the first time.
To avoid the not clicking the like button allegations.
Thank you for $5. You say it the first time you see the Lauren Southern video. Maybe. Okay, I give you a pass. But if you're still saying it on the 20th of January, 2025, that's ridiculous. Come on. Be serious. There's been too much at this point, no? But this guy was going crazy. And he was saying Destiny was going to turn it around. Destiny was going to 180 it. It's so funny. Some of the logs in this chat today have been fucking hilarious. Reminder, everyone in DGG knew Tiny fucked around all the time. Now they pretend that he's reprehensible and everything he's done is horrible. Like, it's not about fucking around. It's about non-consensual sharing of images and videos. I think most people can just see a situation like this and be like, how would I feel if one of my sexual partners was sending videos and images of me to someone that I didn't know or consent to them being sent to? I think pretty much everyone can just look at the situation, run that calculation through their head, and just be like, oh yeah, this is really fucked up. It's not about fucking around. Obviously, no one cares if Destiny fucks around. I mean, well, some people do, but most people don't. Anyway, that was just kind of vaguely relevant to what was going on in the video at this point. So I just wanted to bring the guys' logs up.
Think about it at the time because I don't think it mattered. But for the first thing, like, okay, yeah, I should have like checked 100% with Lena, but like this.
Other examples of threats and sexual misconduct made by Destiny are plentiful, but the general point is this. Destiny has a very bad history when it comes to sharing intimate material of people that he is sexually involved with without their consent, and of using the threat of their release to keep people in line. If this brings a certain Diddy to mind, you are not alone. Like with Diddy, when people speak out about Destiny's misconduct.
Dude, Sunday's crazy.
Using the threat of their release to keep people in line. If this brings a certain Diddy to mind, you are not alone. Like with Diddy, when people speak out about Destiny's misconduct, the responses vary from silence to dismissal.
Okay,
to
I don't like.
threat.
This is like a funny bit in the video, but just like, I mean, is it really necessary? I just don't think it's a very good comparison. Diddy was like blowing people's cars up and shit, no?
Of exposing their intimate information and media. Unlike with Diddy, these aren't just allegations. We have the receipts.
Yeah, like hundreds of victims blowing people's cars up, literally raping, drugging. Like, I mean, it's a bit different. It's a little bit different. Weinstein's a little bit better, but I still don't think that's quite what we're looking for here, okay? Let's be serious here for a minute, okay, guys? It is funny to compare Destiny to Diddy and Harvey Weinstein. The allegations are not on that level. Thank you for the $20 forever. Hugely appreciate it. I saw you in Turkey Tom's chat earlier.
NSC trying to make victims shut up with money made me physically ill. She sucks, but I didn't know she would stoop so low. It's a joke. It's all a joke.
I mean, NSC haters, I think, are crazy vindicated today. Let's keep going anyway, guys. Let's keep getting through this, all right?
Silence to dismissal to out.
Also, that is actually a great time, guys, with all these people here. With all these people here. I would be betraying myself, doing myself a disservice, if I didn't remind you that, guys, the most important thing for you to do right now, the most important thing on your mind right now, should be liking the stream. Thank you for the 10 gifted forever. Huge appreciate it. Should be liking the stream. This is the first thing, okay? Liking the stream, huge important. We love likes on the stream. We've been getting botted for the last couple of days, so I'm not actually sure how much the viewership is real and how much isn't. I hope it's all real. It seems pretty legit.
This new point in the drama is really gonna show us who the white blood cells are, if you didn't already know.
Thank you, thank you. I hope a lot of it's real, because it's a big topic today. So, but guys, like to show that you're real. Like to show that you're a real, hot-blooded human, okay? Now, after liking, consider buying a recurring membership. Recurring memberships are awesome, because they build up a baseline of income on the channel. Okay, those are awesome. Now, if you've already got a recurring membership, you can gift someone else a membership, gift 5 memberships, gift 10, 20, 50, however many you want. Super Hype and Chat, we love gifted memberships. You can also buy Super Chat, which are highlight a message, and if it's over $5, read it out on TTS. Thank you, Nate, for the 20 gifted memberships. Hugely appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You can also buy a Super Sticker. Now, a Super Sticker is a YouTube image or GIF that we highlight in chat, and I'll describe it to you. Finally, I forgot this one. You go through Stream Elements, which is the link in the pin chat message. Gives me a direct dono. YouTube Take No Cut. Thank you for the $10. ISU, thank you for the $5 out trigger. Thank you. Also go to discord.gg/Kuihman, twitter.com/Kuihman, or reddit.com/Kuihman. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, let's get back into the video. Let's chill over. Okay, I won't spend too long on it.
Outright threats of exposing their intimate information and media. Unlike with Diddy, these aren't just allegations. We have the receipts. In 2023, Destiny's wife Melina publicly separated from him. In response, Destiny went on stream.
Are you going to live react to Destiny's statement? Probably not. I'll probably go through it all in chronological order. I'll watch Sunday's video, the Diorio conversation, Beckett's video, and go from there.
And indicated multiple times that he was confident that Melina would not leak any unsavory details about the relationship to the public because he too had compromising information on her and logs that would seriously harm Melina's reputation if they were revealed. Whereas, since his reputation around relationships was already so low, he would be effectively immune to the consequences.
Why do you think that she isn't going to leak or talk shit? Melina will not leak or talk shit about any of this because she knows that everything about this makes her look like a f***ing satanic demon. She knows that. She's threatened it a million times, like, I'm going to start leaking everything. Oh, yeah, let's go. Okay, if you really want to, holy f***, because my reputation...
Thank you for the $10, Nos. Thank you. A hippo character, turning his cap back and giving a thumbs up. Okay, so what's he saying
effectively immune to the consequences.
Why do you think that she isn't going to leak or talk shit? Melina will not leak or talk shit about any of this because she knows that everything about this makes her look like a fucking satanic demon. She knows.
This should be such a warning sign. No well-adjusted 35-year-old man calls his ex a demon. Okay? A satanic demon. It's so retarded. You're so fucking stupid if you don't see issues here. It's like beyond naive. He's a 35-year-old man. He knows she's not a satanic demon. There were obviously things they both did wrong in that relationship. Anyone saying anything about that is literally coping. You either know some pathetic 35-year-old man or... I don't think he was dismissive. I think he just was reluctant to admit fault. I think I got him there. I think I got him there because it requires a bit of sweet talking, okay? Anyway. People are coping. No 35-year-old should be calling their recent ex a satanic demon. Okay, that's just facts. I'm sorry, it is. Unless they were literally getting beaten over the head with a fucking crowbar. Nobody should be calling their ex a satanic demon. It's fucking delusion. Especially publicly, yep. It's just like, it's so clear that there were bad things in the relationship between both of them. And it just shows... It just shows...
Seeing some in the chat, _Kuihman.
Thank you, thank you. It just shows that you've got a very immature or dishonest view of what happened in that relationship. That's all it shows, because they weren't a fucking demon. Be serious.
That. She's threatened it a million times, like, I'm gonna start leaking everything. Oh, yeah, let's go. Okay, if you really want to, holy f, because my reputation is already zero in regards to our relationship. Everybody thinks I'm a horrible piece of shit. We want to start leaking shit, we can do it.
Fast forward.
So, and then he says that it's not a matter of her looking awful. It's a matter of fact, he's got nothing to lose.
A f***ing satanic demon. She knows that. She's threatened it a million times, like,
or he knows it won't hit.
Oh, yeah, let's go. Okay, if you really want to, holy f, because my reputation is already zero in regards to our relationship. Everybody thinks I'm a horrible piece of shit. We want to start leaking shit, we can do it.
Fast forward to November 2024.
So all he's saying there, he's not even saying that she would look worse. He's just saying that he can't be damaged more than she can be damaged. She has more to lose from leaking stuff than him. But it's not actually a statement on who did worse in the relationship, really.
Due to the solo leaks, it has come to light that Destiny has been sharing intimate private messages, nude images, and pornographic...
Guys, huge appreciative for all the donos and
one like is
memberships.
1 cent to Pixie Defense Fund Pixie Party, Swords.
Thank you for the 20, Podsucker. Thank you.
Satanic demon he married, by the way.
Yeah, and let his kid look after his kid. Yeah.
Videos with a 19-year-old OnlyFans creator called Rose, who he was sexually interested in at the time. Rose leaked these to a Discord and Kiwi Farms user called Solo Leaks, who may, for all we know, be Rose herself, who then published them to Discord and to Kiwi Farms. These leaks included intimate romantic and sexual DMs between Destiny and Lauren Southern, who Destiny had long denied.
So Sunday didn't run with a firm narrative on who the leaker is. I appreciate that. Obviously, there's a pretty concerted effort by Destiny and DGGers to say that it's like set in stone somehow that this was a hack. But that's not set in stone, as far as I'm aware. I haven't seen any good evidence to suggest that it's necessarily a hack, right? Obviously, we can interpret. Would they really give their account for all this stuff to be shared? But we don't know. We can't. It's like the evidence for that is way weaker than any of the evidence was for Destiny basically being a revenge pornographer up until now, right?
Being romantically involved with, while she became increasingly present in his public personal life and on stream, despite being publicly at odds with each other politically on the surface. Destiny even once described her activism as involving, quote-unquote, drowning refugees. These DMs revealed that in fact, Destiny and Lauren Southern had been mutually declaring their love and admiration for each other, including expressing intentions to separate from the respective partners to marry each other. All of this was happening behind the scenes, despite Destiny publicly claiming to his audience that he and Lauren were not involved, and while he was publicly accusing his wife Melina of lying and of being controlling privately when she would express displeasure about the relationship and when she requested that Destiny stop associating with Southern. In addition to these leaks, which not only severely compromised Lauren Southern's career and personal life, but also established that Destiny was lying when he accused his wife of being delusional and controlling about the affair, Solo Leaks also published a massive dump of revenge pornography. which featured various sexual encounters with numerous men and women that Destiny had recorded and sent to Rose as part of their flirtations, which incidentally include references to how he recorded other people not included in the dump, including a recording of a sexual encounter.
Oh, yes, thank God. Okay. So obviously, again, another thing that I've been talking about pretty extensively. I don't know how many other people I've seen talk about this log. But he says here, right? I've been talking about this for weeks again. I've been saying this. Pretty Okies. Wait. DK was so funny and based for repeatedly posting how he fucked LS and pinning comments about it. Yeah, that was a great time in Spicy J history.
To keep their eye on the ball here. I can only think of a few that didn't cuck to the cult of D.
Thank you for the $5. Thank you. Pretty Okies, Mel is out for tonight with her sister doing stuff, so I went downstairs and sucked off some guy from Grindr, drooling face. I recorded the audio, but it's not that great, lol, but still fun.
With someone he met on the gay dating app Grindr with no mention of having alerted this person to the fact that they were being recorded. Note.
Yeah, and wait, he didn't get the actual log? Wait, he got the subpar log. There's a better log than this. He says explicitly, there is a log where he explicitly says he recorded a hookup from his pocket. From his pocket, he recorded it. So that pretty firmly seems to imply to me he did not have consent. He did not even alert the person that the recording was happening. Obviously, it's not proven. Just because someone had the phone in their pocket doesn't mean they didn't get consent. But it's pretty fucking implied.
Including a recording of a sexual encounter with someone he met on the gay dating app Grindr with no mention of having alerted this person to the fact that they were being recorded. Note. It is a felony to record sex acts without consent in the state of Florida. So to recap, Destiny, who has a long history...
There is no confirmation of whether the material was hacked or what. There is no confirmation of that. It's simply leaked information. We do not have firm evidence to say it was hacked.
...of threatening associates, friends, and family with public humiliation and exposure through releasing revenge pornography and intimate messages actually did leak a tremendous quantity of compromising, sexually humiliating messages, images, and videos featuring other people to at least one person without their consent. These were then publicly leaked, and the reaction has been total silence. Nothing. Historically, Destiny has always been boldly willing to threaten leaking private intimate material, such as during his separation from his wife, or to expose nude images to retaliate against women he was slandering, like Anna, or even just for the sheer pleasure of it, as in the case of Blue Tea mentioned earlier, where the only purpose was revenge. This time, however, somehow, there is nothing. Not by Destiny, nor by anybody else. No streams, no videos.
Okay, wait, I don't think the Blue Tea case was about revenge, was it? Destiny leaked her stuff to his friends, allegedly, and then she leaked his stuff as revenge, right? That wasn't about revenge. That was just personal.
Exposés, no tweets by any notable figures denouncing what is an obvious massive breach in ethics and consent. Nothing. Which begs the question. Why? Why is everyone being so silent about something that by all rights should be a massive...
Not alleged, he shared it with two friends. Okay, I'm getting a lot of people saying that he did actually admit to sharing Blue Tea stuff. I haven't seen that. I thought he denied it. But I could be totally wrong.
And abuse scandal about one of online politics' biggest and most controversial figures. As I said at the beginning of this video, this is not just a story about a man, but about power and how power works. And it's not a story that is new. At the center of this scandal is a concerted effort by Destiny's friends, associates, and community to conceal and hide his wrongdoings by any and all means. This includes deleting any mentions of the leaks on Discord and Reddit, obfuscating the issue by acting as if the leaks only contain private sexual behaviors and therefore aren't anyone else's business, or even offering money to the victims in exchange for their silence. Now, if one were to say that the creators around Destiny were simply remaining silent about this scandal in order to continue to capitalize on their friendship with Destiny...
This video is so bad it actually helps Destiny. I don't understand how you could possibly think any of this is helping Destiny right now. Have you even looked at any of the response anywhere?
...and have access to his audience, this would be a misleading oversimplification. Some people are doing that for sure, and some people in fact are even going out of their way to run interference to protect Destiny from the consequences of his actions. But this is not a story about the nefarious deeds of evil men and women, but about power. And it turns out that in fact a lot of people are simply afraid. Afraid of what they have a moral right or a public sanction to say given the sensitive nature of these leaks, and afraid of the retribution of Destiny and those in his audience if they say something that angers him. A very large creator in YouTube commentary called Nicholas D'Oria, disgusted at the obvious sexual abuse and public coercion he was witnessing coming from Destiny and his defenders.
What did you say in the private call, Nick?
And frustrated by the fact that people were beginning to lump him in with the others who were actively covering for Destiny, reached out to me directly to clarify why he was not being more vocal. He told me that, due to the sensitive nature of the material, despite being very confident about Destiny's guilt, he was very conflicted about coming forward against Destiny on behalf of the victims in this story without them voluntarily coming.
Well, there's an AI, like, watercolor version of me throwing up a Roman on stream the other week.
Forward
Okay.
First. This was for two reasons. First, Destiny has a history of persuading his victims to come to his defense during a scandal. This happened once when a creator called Mr. Girl infamously attempted to accuse Destiny of lying about his relationship with Anna Voir. And in response, Destiny produced recent DMs between himself and Anna in which he got her to say that her own quoted claims against Destiny were false. And here it is notable that the fact that these DMs were between the alleged abuser and his victim did not seem to affect their credibility in the eyes of his audience. And second, because of Destiny's ability to use his hold over his massive audience.
I mean, that's just true. This is obviously ridiculous. I mean, Brittany Simon even came out with her hit piece recently, where she claims that Destiny was essentially going on a fucking maniacal rant over dinner, saying, I have to beat Mr. Girl. The only way I can win is to get Anna on my side. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know why anyone took this. It's like so fucking bulletproof when it happened. The shit in the shit between Destiny and Anna that's in the Mr. Girl Destiny report is just like absurd. He treated this girl fucking horribly and used his community to absolutely like drive her insane, basically. And was stringing her along in DMs, being like, oh yeah, I'll call off the community one day, but right now I just want to rub your legs and feet. It's so crazy. It's so absurd.
Between the alleged abuser and his victim did not seem to affect their credibility in the eyes of his audience. And second, because of Destiny's ability to use his hold over his massive audience to deal serious reputational and financial damage to people who he feels have slighted him. Nicholas refers explicitly here to the reputational damage.
Yes, guys, great reminder, okay? There might be bots here. I've got no idea. I have no idea how many people here are real. So make sure you like the stream to tell us you're real, okay? We're even going to put an Are You Real poll. Fuck it. We're going to do the Are You Real poll. Yes, yes.
Destiny inflicted on another commentary YouTuber called ChudLogic when he was approached by Destiny's ability to use his hold over his massive audience to deal serious reputational and financial damage to people who he feels have slighted him. Nicholas refers explicitly here to the reputational damage Destiny inflicted on another commentary YouTuber called ChudLogic when he was approached by Destiny's now ex-wife Melina to give her side of the story about the Lawrence Southern affair.
So, I mean, I've privately told everybody I'm completely...
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. So, yeah, obviously back when all the Mr. Girl report stuff was happening, all this shit, Melina, I believe, reached out to Chud, dumped the whole story on him, and was like, yeah, Destiny evil.
On another commentary YouTuber called ChudLogic when he was approached by Destiny's now ex-wife Melina to give her side of the story about the Lawrence Southern affair.
So, I mean, I've privately told everybody I'm completely distancing myself from this guy, waiting for this bomb to go off, but I don't want to be the one to fucking light it. But, I mean, I feel stupid. I sent Destiny, like, a message of support at the beginning of this,
Really?
like, it's about his dick getting
man.
leaked, not about this part of it.
What an idiot. What an idiot. What an idiot. Why don't you have a look? Why don't you figure out what's going on first?
Like, oh, it's a shame that your fucking dick got leaked or whatever, which I guess is still valid.
I didn't
but,
realize how bad it was initially. I thought...
Thank you for the $9.99, Biblical Erica Angel. Thank you so
Not
much.
a bot. Beep boop.
Hey man, sorry your dick got leaked. Hey man, just saw your cock on Twitter. Hey man, just saw you throwing cock on Twitter. Sorry that got leaked, bro.
Melina to give her side of the story about the Lawrence Southern affair.
So, I mean, I've privately told everybody I'm completely distancing myself from this guy, waiting for this bomb to go off, but I don't want to be the one to fucking light it. But, I mean, I feel stupid. I sent Destiny, like, a message of support at the beginning of this,
Really?
like, it's about his dick getting
man.
leaked, not about this part of it. Like, oh, it's a shame that your fucking dick got leaked or whatever, which I guess is still valid.
I didn't
but, like,
realize how bad it was initially. I thought the big thing was the Lawrence Southern leaks. I thought, oh, he's got sex tapes. Okay. Surprise, surprise.
well, in the
I
back
didn't
of my
realize
head,
it
I was thinking, why would all these people consent to their fucking nudes being exchanged?
Well, the answer
Why
is
would
they
that
wouldn't.
even happen? They would absolutely not. They
Yeah.
absolutely wouldn't.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I haven't really been able to talk about this with anybody because I'm at like a fucking. It's a huge risk to even discuss it because this guy's got such a chokehold over his community. But I legitimately think if it ever comes up, I absolutely think that's career ending, and I don't think that could be defended. And if it can be defended by his community,
Okay, Nick's hyped himself up on this. I know what this is about. Career ending? It ain't career ending, okay? I got to be real. He's just going to keep streaming. If you're expecting Destiny to quit, if you're expecting Destiny's entire audience to be gone in a week, you are going to be just like this. You're setting yourself up for disappointment. So, just making that totally clear. I hope no one's actually under delusion. This is career ending. It's a big thing. It's a huge blemish that Destiny's going to have to deal with for a very long fucking time. It's going to potentially close some doors, but it's not career ending. Almost nothing is career ending. Destiny could be caught on video woman in the street, and it wouldn't be career ending.
Really been able to talk about this with anybody because I'm at like a fucking. It's a huge risk to even discuss it because this guy's got such a chokehold over his community.
Sorry, it would be if he got arrested. Sorry, this is the only thing that would be career ending is going to prison. Going to prison or getting banned from social media. Those are the only things that can end your career.
But I legitimately think if it ever comes up, I absolutely think that's career ending. And I don't think that could be defended. And if it can be defended by his community, it would fucking completely destroy. I mean, yeah, his reputation's in the toilet. It could be lower.
It could be. It's also it's in the toilet with people who care.
Thank you for the $5.
Yeah, no, I think this is a viral everyone's story. Video like community-wide story if this cover-up ever comes out.
What specifically would have to happen to trigger some kind of, determinate position on this in public for you?
I mean, I'll be super candid about it. He would need to talk.
Yeah, would you have to talk publicly, or do you just have to see it?
No, I think I've already seen it.
Okay, people saying he's going to lose all of his mainstream access. Sorry, since when have they not allowed like sex criminals, or not even sex criminal, but like, people who have committed sex issues, sexual misconduct, have they not been allowed on mainstream platforms? Since when has that been a standard? Are you crazy? You think Piers Morgan gives a fuck if someone's like raped someone? He's like best friends with Trump, no?
I don't expect
look
it
at
to
your
be
president,
career-ending,
bro.
but his mainstream push to doing more political stuff is DOA, no? What mainstream dem is gonna go near him now?
Look, I thought mainstream Dems loved this shit. I thought mainstream Dems loved rape. I need to stop calling it rape. It's not rape. Oh my god. It's just delusional to pretend that this is like totally shattering. It is a huge, crazy bombshell. It's crazy. It's undeniably bad. It's one of these great kill shots where it's like, there's DGGers who are out there and they genuinely try and argue that Destiny is like this amazing guy. He's this amazing guy who it didn't do nothing. Perfect angel. Thank you for the 4.99 hugely appreciated. He's a perfect angel who wouldn't ever do anything, who's never hurt a fly, and every time he has a sexual relationship, it's 100% negotiated, and everyone's completely on board. He would never do anything deceitful, malicious, self-interested. He's just a really nice guy who just gets treated poorly by all these crazy women that just come into his life. And that position is now untenable. That position is now untenable. The idea that is the case is now completely untenable, and you can't argue it. And that's the main thing here.
She needs to talk publicly because if it comes down to it and Destiny convinces her privately to take that other... Look what happened with Chud Logic and Lauren Southern. He had Melina coming to him and telling him these things directly. And he was put in a position where he can either eat shit and be hated by that community and lose a huge percentage of his audience to the point where I had to pick up the other half of the slack and like help him out, right, to keep him afloat. Or he could just leak those messages and be justified immediately, and it would start like a huge conflict. And I guess he did the right thing by loyalty, but like, you know what I mean? It's like, if you don't have the person, then it's you fighting on behalf of somebody else. And I've seen this go down so many times with content creators where
someone typing, "You're dumb," with no other explanation in chat. That is an easy permanent ban. That is just... Do not do that. Do not come at me implying I'm wrong about something without explaining what. That's so fucking annoying. Thank you for the 5 gifted, Stinner. That's so fucking annoying. If people got an issue with something I'm saying or some position I've got, feel free to disagree with it if you can actually explain why. Don't just go, "You're dumb," and tag me. What the fuck?
If they don't have the support of the actual victim in the situation...
Right.
You're fighting a losing battle from day one.
So principally your concern is that you're going to take a pretty big financial / audience hit if you were to do
Well,
those?
I think there's a genuine risk that I'm going to get left out to dry here, because if she doesn't say anything, or even worse, if she comes out and says it's not true, then I'm fucked.
A lot of people who would otherwise potentially be ready to support the victims of Destiny.
I don't think that's unreasonable. I don't think that's unreasonable from Nick. I don't think it's unreasonable to refuse to be the one to break a story. Again, Nick very publicly has always said stuff like, what's his little catchphrase? What's his little catchphrase? We cover the docs, we don't write them. We cover the Google Doc, we don't write it. That's my perspective on this stuff. I don't want to take on the responsibility for being the champion of some woman's story. And I think it's totally reasonable for other people to feel the same way.
Destiny's systemic abuse of female and male colleagues are stuck between wanting to call foul on some truly reprehensible behavior and the realization that if they did, there are so many ways to spin them as the villains through Destiny's further manipulation of the victims and of his massive following. Two particularly aggressive defenders of Destiny have been Not So Erudite and Dan Saltman, who are both colleagues and close members of his inner circle. Both have gone out of their way either to dissuade attempts to bring up the issue of Destiny's non-consensual sharing of intimate material of other people publicly.
Not Dan! No! No! Okay, obviously we're great to see Erudite, but not Dan!
The aggressive defenders of Destiny have been Not So Erudite and Dan Saltman, who are both colleagues and close members of his inner circle. Both have gone out of their way either to dissuade attempts to bring up the issue of Destiny's non-consensual sharing of intimate material of other people publicly, or to directly discourage his victims from speaking out or taking legal action. A major consequence of Destiny's silence and the silence of the people around him on this issue is that all of the negative consequences for these leaks have been borne by the victims, who are still being publicly shamed and harassed as I speak. However, faux concern for their well-being and their wishes to remain as anonymous and private as possible has been used to shut down any discussion where Destiny might be held responsible for endangering them in the first place. The perverse result is that Destiny's crimes against these people are effectively being weaponized as their own defense against others who would call him out for them. For example, when one community member known as Fairy Queen questioned Not So Erudite's continued association with Destiny, given the revelation that he had been sharing porn of people he streams with without their consent, and given Not So Erudite's own avowals of being a mental health expert and a feminist, Not So Erudite claimed that she was in communication with the victims behind the scenes and that they didn't want any additional attention. And so therefore, Not So Erudite was actually doing the moral thing by not holding Destiny accountable for victimizing them in the first place and for personally continuing to profit from the reputation.
Again, I've got slight disagreements with this video because I think it's totally reasonable. I think what Erudite said to Fairy Queen about removing the names from that comment, I think that's totally reasonable. Saying, listen, you're naming Pixie, obviously we know now, in this. Can you take that out? Please. I think that's totally fine. That's totally fine. Now, I've heard other things about Erudite's conduct in all of this. But I think, honestly, this part is not that crazy to me. Now, Fairy Queen, obviously not Fairy Queen. Now, Erudite, obviously, my chief criticism, based on public stuff, is this falls foul of her morals completely, and she's totally silent on it. She's completely silent on it. And I don't think that's reasonable to be. And the whole morals smiley face. Just remember, she blacklisted Chud. She said she would block Chud from going on any of Destiny's podcasts in the Bridges studio because morals smiley face. Morals smiley face. That's what she said. Because Chud is just such an evil guy. But Destiny, she will sweep for to no end. She'll literally be the Ghislaine Maxwell for Destiny. Sadly, Destiny doesn't have quite as much swag as Epstein. Pull those up, I have a link. Send it to me, Stylo. Send it to me. Play the edit. I'll play the edit while I wait for this, these logs from Stylo. Where's my Epstein edit? Where's my Epstein swag edit? Here it is. Destiny could never. Okay. Stylo, where is the shit? Where are you sending the shit? Okay, Stylo hasn't sent it to me. Stylo, we're moving on.
Additional attention. And so therefore...
Okay, there we go. Okay, stop. Jakey, I accidentally pulled that message up. Fuck, I keep misclicking, dude. I'm being retarded today. God damn. Are you getting botted? It's hard to tell, because obviously it'd be high viewership today anyway, but I think there's got to be some botting going on. Chud won't ever be welcome, Smile. Because I will block it as hard as I can, Smile. Why does Erudite hate Chud? Morals, Smile. So what has Chud done that is in any way comparable to Destiny? Like, you are sucking off Destiny daily. Literally, Erudite's life is as valuable as a summer ant. Her job is to be in his studio, sucking on his dick daily. And she's going on live stream chat, saying morals about Chud? Excuse me? Excuse me? I don't understand. I don't understand.
Erudite was actually doing the moral thing by not holding Destiny accountable for victimizing them in the first place, and for personally continuing to profit from the reputation of Destiny by whom she was employed. When pressed on this, Not So Erudite promptly terminated the conversation. But it turns out that Not So Erudite was telling the truth when she said
Gotcha, I'm not an extension of Steven. You're not a feminist. You're not a feminist.
She was communicating on behalf of the victims, because as it turns out, she was from very early on the primary middleman negotiating the price of their silence.
Dude.
Enter Pixie. Pixie is a tiny streamer who, like Destiny's...
Dude, Erudite's Maya Higa. Erudite's Maya Higa, guys. Erudite's Maya Higa. Remember when Destiny ran a bunch of streams about how terrible Mizkif was for sending someone to try and cover up the sexual assault of his friend? Remember when Destiny did all those streams exposing all that? Remember when that happened? Remember when that happened, guys? Remember when all that happened?
Because as it turns out, she was from very early on the primary middleman negotiating the price of their silence. Enter Pixie. Pixie is a tiny streamer who, like Destiny's wife Melina, was visually identifiable in the leaks. Pixie had been working... Enter Pixie. Pixie is a tiny streamer who, like Destiny's wife Melina, was visually identifiable in the leaks. Pixie had been working closely with Destiny since she turned 20 years old in 2019, and in addition to appearing on stream together regularly, Destiny also got her involved in paid positions organizing for canvassing projects, like with Progressive Victory, who he partnered with in 2024, and she would accompany him multiple times to large podcast appearances such as the Whatever podcast, which he would pay for her to be flown out to. Pixie had, for a very long time, repeatedly tried to present herself as an example of a woman who could succeed as a part of Destiny's orbit, without being a member of his oft-rumored harem of women who offer him sexual favors in exchange for exposure and stream time. In light of these leaks, that image has obviously been shattered, and she has received the brunt of negative reactions to the scandal, since people...
I mean, like, okay. I have huge sympathy for her shit getting leaked. I have very little sympathy for her getting shit for lying about it, because why not just not comment on it? Just don't comment on it. But she wanted to go around and be, like, almost in a... I don't want to say pick me, because it's not quite that. But in like a, well, I didn't fuck him, and I get to go on stream all the time because I'm just a really good feminist, and all my opinions are really cool. He just thinks I'm really smart. It's like that sort of attitude. That's like the attitude. And then going on whatever and fresh and fit and you know, playing coy about all of it. It's just, yeah. So I have huge sympathy for shit getting leaked. But you're in a position that was, you painted yourself into a poor position by putting this as such a key part of your identity. Feel bad for it? Yep, absolutely, I feel bad for her. But in this regard, you painted yourself into a corner.
People who hate Destiny and hate the politics of the people in his group are eager to laugh at the hypocrisy of one of them, even if it means joining in the mass harassment.
Andrew Wilson says, Destiny is a Kuma degen, but I've never had any sympathy for the many women he bangs. They all pretend to be victims, but had sex with him because they wanted his clout and money. All of them. The entire cast of them. Whoa, take it easy. Take it easy, Andrew.
Harassment of someone who is in fact a victim of revenge porn. Unfortunately, Pixie did the worst thing that someone in her position could do. Rather than seek legal recourse or make a public statement denouncing the violation of her consent and dignity that these leaks represented, she seems to have ultimately chosen to try and profit from the situation by extorting Destiny. An American citizen who finds themselves a victim of revenge pornography has several valid actions they can take. Let's go over 3. First, they can seek legal recourse. In fact, there is a federal law on the books as of 2022 that allows victims of non-consensual exchanging of explicit material to be compensated up to $150,000, and that's even if the leaks were not necessarily done maliciously, but only with reckless disregard for the consent of the victims. The victims may even...
Okay, forever, you're crazy. Andrew Wilson's girlfriend, you mean wife, is a certified porg, by the way. You corrected yourself to wife. Okay, good.
...have their identity concealed. Second, they may make a public statement denouncing the person who leaked the materials and violated their consent. And in fact, this can be done in conjunction with the first option I mentioned. And finally, they can choose to do nothing. They can stay silent and hope that it all blows over. And this is their right. But Pixie did not do any of these. In an exchange that I have learned has since been circulated among the entire commentary community on YouTube and virtually everyone in Destiny's circle, Not So Erudite can be seen haggling with Pixie over the amount of money that would be appropriate for Destiny to pay her to not involve the court system or to denounce him publicly. First, Pixie uses the implicit threat of her impending suicide and a scheduled note announcing it to pressure Destiny to pay out a significant sum of money.
Okay, let's read these.
First, appropriate for Destiny to pay her to not involve the court system or to denounce him publicly. First, Pixie.
Let's go through this bit by bit. Yeah, not an extension of Steven, by the way. That's what she told Fairy Queen. Okay, so it's between Pixie and Erudite. Did you end up talking to Steven from Pixie? Not yet. Kuihman cancelled, so I ended up not coming in. But we'll be there Saturday. Are you hinging a lot on my conversation with him? Other than what I mentioned, is there anything you were hoping to be brought up? I think I'm going to decide my next course of action of what to do with myself and him based on how that conversation goes. Unless, if you decide you don't want to talk to him, that's okay too. Basically, I have my plan / course of action paused, and we'll choose something depending on if he agrees he has to make up / repent for the action and wants to work with me to find a way to do that, or if he doesn't feel that way. I don't want to talk to him myself because I feel like I tried explaining what I was feeling and he didn't really understand. I also have a little anxious voice in my brain telling me to prepare for the worst because he probably won't care or doesn't care enough to willingly try to make up for his mistakes, and that means I have to start thinking of more extreme / nuclear options to deal with. But I'm trying to avoid spiraling down the line of thought because I'm trying to hold out for hope. And not just to not scare you, I'm 100% not going to do anything to myself no matter what he says during holiday season, because I don't want to traumatize my friends during a time that's supposed to be happy. Even if he responds negatively, it doesn't mean I'll to myself. So Pixie has been talking about suicide. Obviously, I can talk about this a bit more freely on stream now if we're fully open here. Pixie went into spicy chat, what, like a couple months ago, a month ago or something, because people kept tagging her about the leaks. People kept tagging her in spicy chat saying horrible things. Anonymous users going crazy in spicy chat about the leaks, tagging her. Mid-December, it was like a month ago. It was like a month ago. Tagging her about the leaks, going crazy. And, okay, Stylo, I don't care about whatever your fucking gay presentation of it is. It was only two guys that kept tagging her. Dude, shut the fuck up for a second, okay? Let me just tell the story. She got tagged a bunch of times in spicy chat because people were trying to harass her about the leaks. Okay, that's what happened. They should be totally fucking serious about what's going on here, you fucking retard. That people were trying to harass her about the leaks, trying to talk shit, trying to go crazy and make fucking very mean jokes at her expense. She comes in, and she like basically tries to kind of deny that it was her, and then starts going like, the things you guys say make me want to kill myself. I don't know why you would say this in fucking spicy chat. You go into spicy chat to appeal to their humanity and say, I'm going to kill myself if you keep talking about me like this. That's crazy. It's just such a terrible thing to do. Such a terrible move. I'm sure she wasn't thinking straight, but like, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? To go into a basically anonymous chat room where people are talking about internet drama that's leaked about you in a very provocative way and trying to appeal to their mercy. You're crazy. You're crazy. What a stupid course of action.
Announcing it.
So, even if he responds negatively, it doesn't mean I'll to myself. Trying to contemplate different courses of action, including going public. Contemplate different courses of action, including going public. And then if I can't take the amount of humiliation, then myself versus my plan before scheduling a note for after I die. Okay.
We used to pray for times like this.
Pay for the 999. This is just crazy. This is absurd. Send someone. Scheduling a note for after I die. I'm also still looking into lawyers, but I try to see what he says before I decide to do a nuclear option. Can I share this with Steven? He communicated to me. He knows he fucked up. There is no excuse at all. He doesn't know what he can do to make it up. I'm trying to bridge. You're trying to bridge? Trying to bridge? Oh, yeah? I'm trying to bridge between to help him understand what will make you feel that he understood he was wrong. You should never do this again. Or better, what can I share with him? You can share this and anything you want with him. I felt like when we talked yesterday, you really understood where I was coming from and can hopefully explain this better than I can. Gotcha. Thanks for not sugar-coating anything. Wow, she's dropping both the podcast names. Sugar-coating anything. about where you're at. I think what we talked about was what you needed. Help removing the video from online, getting the guy who hacked charged, a sense that Stephen understands how in the wrong he was, a plan to prevent this from ever happening again. Is this what you feel you need? What, does she just run these messages through ChatGPT? Kyla Higa just running Pixie's messages through ChatGPT and being like, summarize this for me. What are the 3 key requests of these messages? Yeah, the only problem is number 3, because even with the removal of a video and getting the guy hacked charged, Stephen still has to face consequences proportional to his actions. I want this to be the most expensive mistake of his life, and I'm essentially asking him to self-punish in a way I don't think he will like or agree to, without law involved. I don't have a dollar amount from the top of my head. It just has to be enough that the rest of his life he thinks of the word nude and he associates it with the amount of money he lost. Obviously, I don't want to make him destitute, but it should be for large enough he does feel upset about it is not going to be easily recoverable. I don't necessarily have an issue with people seeking money after they've had damage done to them. But this is very retarded. Now, this could work out being good negotiation in some way, but this is very retarded. Just like having some astronomical dollar amount. I've heard 1 million thrown around. It's just like, what are you actually expecting to happen here, Pixie? You don't. The legal penalty is $150,000. What do you mean he's not going to pay up without the law involved? You're not getting more than $150,000 with the law involved, Pixie. Okay? You kind of sound fucking stupid here. Let me run this back. Skipping over. Okay, so that is what you want me to pursue. It wasn't clear. If that is what you want to pursue. It wasn't clear to me before that this is what you wanted specifically. My understanding was it was more about a sense of rehabilitation and justice. So what Erudite's saying here is, oh, I see. You want to get money and hurt Destiny. I thought you actually wanted something good to happen. It's so sickening, isn't it? This is the same disgusting behavior she engaged in public, by the way. The same disgusting, hand-wringing, virtue-signaling behavior. Wow, you actually don't care about anything good happening. You just want to hurt me and Steven. It's fucking wretched. Seriously, the fact DGGers and people fall for this shit and actually go out, goose step in the street, parroting these same lines is fucking so embarrassing for everyone involved.
Not So Erudite can be seen haggling with Pixie over the amount of money that would be appropriate for Destiny to pay her to not involve the court system or to denounce him publicly. First, Pixie uses the implicit threat of her impending suicide and a scheduled note announcing it to pressure Destiny to pay out a significant sum of money, and then later switches to vague threats of public denunciations and legal action. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, her friend Straightraid was colluding to advise Destiny to offer to help her financially as penance to stave off her threats of self-harm. A situation that would obviously be a reputational disaster for Destiny. Note, Straightraid has also explicitly said that she did not consider the situation serious enough to warrant a wellness check. As revealed in earlier DMs between Pixie and Destiny prior to this conversation with Not So Erudite, Pixie and her friend Straightraid had used the specter of her impending suicide to alarm Destiny enough that he would be receptive to suggestions of financial compensation. Apparently, Pixie was hopeful from the beginning that she could get as much as a $1 million pay. Apparently, alarmed Destiny enough that he would be receptive to suggestions of financial compensation. Apparently, Pixie was hopeful from the beginning that she could get as much as a $1 million payout from Destiny, which Straightraid had to repeatedly talk her down from.
Yeah. As usual, Straightraid, the far more intelligent, coherent, entertaining, worthwhile one of the duo. Pixie, I don't think you'll get $1 million. Pixie, I don't think you'll get $1 million from him. Pixie, I'm gonna be honest with you. Let's dial down your expectations a bit. Poor Aaron. Oh no. These were messages Kyla and Pixie exchanged on 12/18. Kyla was telling Pixie she would talk to Steven IRL about the whole ordeal, but then said scheduling issues prevent the conversation. She also says every time she tried to ask for details via messages, he's not engaged. But I think that's a lie, obviously. And for context, Pixie wanted to sue for a lot of money, literally $1 million. I told her that amount isn't realistic.
The condition of this financial compensation is, of course, Pixie's continued silence. This would seem to imply that Pixie's decision to not go public is not because she is afraid of the repercussions, or else she wouldn't be threatening Destiny directly with legal action or public denunciations, but because she wants to profit personally off of extorting Destiny, who also, it must be remembered, is a victim of revenge porn. Destiny may be the one responsible for the leaker having the images in the first place, but he shared them recklessly, not maliciously. And of course, he has endured public humiliation as well for this. Destiny's close friend and podcast co-host Dan Saltman, the CEO of Redact, had also reportedly gone behind Destiny's back to advise Pixie to make financial demands of Destiny, as well as to ask her to dissuade Destiny from taking legal action against.
So I heard this on Tom's stream earlier. So what's the Dan L?
Saltman, the CEO of Redact, had also reportedly gone behind Destiny's back to advise Pixie to make financial demands of Destiny, as well as to ask her to dissuade Destiny from taking legal action against Kiwi Farms for hosting the leaks. Pixie.
Where's the Dan L? I was told that Dan was getting taken out, that I was going to have to sweep for Dan. Where's the Dan L? Someone explain this to me. I can't see it. What did he do? He went to Pixie. He didn't question her or try and dissuade her from talking about it. He said, you should seek financial compensation. And then when he spoke to Destiny, he was like, hey, retard, don't try and sue the Kiwi Farms over this. You're a fucking idiot. Where's the L? Where's the L? Please explain this to me. Apparently, also, I heard on Tom's stream earlier, we might look at this, we might look at Dan's conversation from Tom's stream earlier. Apparently, he even advised Pixie and said that he could help get her in contact with lawyers. Jewish lawyers, I'm sure. What more could you ask for?
Destiny's close friend and podcast co-host Dan Saltman, the CEO of Redact, had also reportedly gone behind Destiny's back to advise Pixie to make financial demands of Destiny, as well as to ask her to dissuade Destiny from taking legal action against Kiwi Farms for hosting the leaks. Pixie has since said nothing publicly. There has been no evidence of legal proceedings being pursued, and she has seemingly ceased communications with the people she was previously working with, instead posting on X about taking the LSAT in pursuit of law school. It appears as though her attempt to extort Destiny has probably paid off, albeit at the expense of every other person Destiny has victimized in the past and will victimize in the future. And so we can see the circuit completing itself. Destiny seeks out vulnerable women in his community who are enamored by his fame and success. He engages them intimately and records the interactions. Then he hoards these recordings and he shares them with reckless abandon, even occasionally threatening their release if the people in them do something.
Okay, so person sending me this screenshot, is this in the videos? Or is this just floating around? Gotcha, I need to think about that then, because I know to communicate what you need broadly is a sense of justice, but I'm not sure what I think about the specifics of money and punishment in this case. I'm not saying you're wrong, it's just the tone has changed from our previous conversation. As I said, you will change how you will change how feel day by day, and I understand that, but I'm a bit uncertain as to what caused change your thinking, and so I wouldn't want to speak to Stephen about this on your behalf because I'm not really certain what's led to the certainty of that course of action. So this is her basically being like, well, if you want money, I'm not really sure what I can do about this. I don't think that's right. Okay, erudite. Kyla Higa! Kyla Higa! Kyla Higa! Kyla Higa!
Thing to displease him. And when finally, the obvious result of recklessly sharing these intimate images with strangers occurs and they are publicly exposed for all to see to the detriment.
Why is this lady even involving herself, weirdo? Because she is literally her job. The reason Destiny pays her is not because she's a good co-host who has interesting, entertaining contributions, because she's got such an insightful psychological mind that can give great... It's because she's a fucking enabler who tells him that he's fine, that he doesn't do anything wrong, that he doesn't have any maladaptive personality traits, that everyone else is the abuser, everyone else treats him poorly. She's willing to go around and sweep for him to everyone, and she's willing to do endless fucking retarded busy work, like putting up dogshit backboards and dogshit fan art in a studio over the course of 6 months, and emailing a couple people every day. And Destiny can't be bothered to do that. Understand it, I struggle with DMs too, not hating on that, but that's the reality, that's what she's there for. Any delusion she has about her content being good is completely fucking worthless. She is there to be an enabler. That is what she does. That is her sole purpose.
Of these people's reputations, mental health, and safety, he is able to buy off his victims and use their purchased silence as moral ammunition to shut down anyone who would try to hold him accountable for what is clearly grossly unethical conduct. Destiny, and the web he has created around himself, is creating victims, and if it is allowed to continue, it will create more. I urge everyone to pay attention and to warn people.
Did you catch Dan saying on Tom's they've been looking for a new booker for unrelated reasons already? Wait, Erudite's not the booker?
About the danger they are putting themselves into by engaging with Destiny and his community. These are people who have been handpicked for their willingness to not just remain passive in the wake of intimate and potentially life-ruining abuse, but to also become accomplices in silencing the victims. And the victims are also selected, either for mental illness, allowing them to be easily construed as hysterical or deceptive when they complain about their treatment, or for financial vulnerability, allowing them to be easily paid off by Destiny for their silence. Thanks to certain individuals revealing to me the extent to which people are knowingly allowing or even actively taking part in the system of abuse and cover-up, I have realized that by withholding what I know of the situation, I am playing directly into Destiny's game. Someone needs to break the chain, or people are going to continue to be hurt.
I think there is a reasonable argument there. I don't want to fucking hear it from Sunday after that hand-wringing he did to Mr. Girl, okay, about breaking consent in that case. If he even truly did, I still don't necessarily believe that Anna actually reneged consent. I think she may have given Mr. Girl consent to publish it anyway, but said she'd lie to Destiny to try and avoid getting heat for it. Personally, that's my schizophrenic theory. I've got no evidence for it, but that's what I believe happened. I don't want to fucking hear it from Sunday, okay? So, good video, Sunday. Good job getting the evidence. I think you're wrong for releasing it, but there is a reasonable argument that, you know, maybe you could. Don't want to fucking hear it from you. Don't want to fucking hear it from you. But good video, okay?